Okay, so this is the second time I am recording. So I am going to be talking about influencers. What is an influencer? I looked up the definition. A person or thing that influences another. So, feelings don't matter. That is a false statement right there. God says your feelings matter. So, what are you telling people? Because feelings do matter to a certain extent. If you say that your relationship is hurting, according to an article I read, God assures you that your feelings are valid and define who you are as a person and also your personality. But it doesn't define who you are in terms of, I rely on my feelings and nothing else, because that is materialistic. And if we go on our feelings, we are not getting anywhere. We are getting no place where we want to be because our feelings do not control our life. If you disagree, that's fine because we all have our own opinions. My question for you is, how can you call yourself an influencer? And being an influencer is impacting someone's life, and you're saying feelings don't matter? You have to go in deep when you say feelings don't matter. You have to explain what you mean. You just can't say your feelings don't matter. Of course they matter. God created you with feelings that matter to speak on the topic that you put yourself upon to talk about. The answer, your words impact people. Examine your walk with God, not pop culture. Because pop culture says your feelings don't matter. How could they be saying that when you are created with feelings? But we are not called to lean on those feelings. We are called to know that our feelings are not right all the time. Pop culture is so corrupt. Your feelings don't matter. Answer that. Go in detailed. Every single word matters what you say on the internet. And it also impacts where you go to apply for jobs. Think about that. Stop building a wall because you ignoring your followers, you're not being open to them. You have to give them advice that impacts them as a person and what they should do. Tell them straightforward and say, this is what you should do. And not all the time you will get the right answer, because it could be so different, because God can change that answer in your own time with God. Guard your heart. Don't keep yourself from relationships from happening, because having a relationship is putting yourself time in for that person and also for the people who you follow. And you're also, when you're guarding your heart, you're keeping yourself away from evil. Because there are people who will break your heart, and you don't want your heart broken again. I understand that, but you haven't given them a chance. You haven't communicated with them. You know how much pressure it is on one single person? A lot. They are carrying all this weight, and you're saying their feelings don't matter? That's not right, because your feelings do matter. Do not let anyone tell you your feelings don't matter. It's time to face reality, not just ignoring people. Make a change in your Instagram, in all your social media platforms, because you are changing a life on the other side. But with your walk with Jesus, and you're saying, my feelings don't matter, that's like saying that you never had feelings. But like when you're walking with Jesus, you have feelings. You talk to him and you say all your feelings. Just with one conversation, it can change your life. I'm tired of people calling themselves influencers if they're not like impacting people by talking to them in their DMs, in their day-to-day walk, on all social media platforms. If they don't make themselves clear on the Word of God, they are having a less impact on other people. And God sees that. And when you're hurting, God transforms you to seeing, my feelings do matter to God. My feelings do not define me, because they do not decide who I am. Only I decide that. And God decides that. People show less content of raw things about themselves on topics like anxiety, on what disease they have. They are less talking about it, because they're like, oh, people don't like when we talk about raw topics. We will get hate, we will get all this stuff. You know what? Raw topics can change a life, and it can also change yours talking about it, because when you're discussing with someone about your feelings, you're like, hey, look, like I'm having like anxiety, depression, all this stuff. And the person gives you good advice on the subject, and you are impacted by that. And you're like, wow, I never thought of that. You like really opened my eyes, which is a beautiful thing. Love and support your followers is the number one key of getting more followers and impacting people. Think about that. Every day you're posting. Why are you doing this? Why are you going to post this online? Why is this going to be the main thing that I think about today? Because, like, Is it in the eyes of God, or is it on pop culture today? Think about that. Stop ignoring reality. Tell yourself that. Put it somewhere. Stop ignoring reality. Stop ignoring your followers. Stop saying that, oh, I'm gonna get back to you. You never got back to me. And the people are like, unfollow you because, well, facing reality hurts influencers. And so we just need to be strong, even when it's hard. People need people, not a wall. Don't look at them and say, I'm just gonna not talk to them. I don't know this person. This person's been stalking me. What do I do? Just ignore them. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that, because you impact this person every day and you're not talking to them. What is God saying? Talk to the person. Tell them everything. Say, hey, look, I want to be your friend and not in a relationship. Say it straight up, because sometimes the truth can hurt, but face reality. Also face how people treat you, because it sucks sometimes. Because you are like in this position and you like follow all these people and you expect more. You expect so much more, and you're like, I thought this person was gonna talk to me, but instead they're ignoring me. Think about it. Why are they not showing God's love? Did you know that is the second and greatest commandment? And you should follow it? Yeah, every day follow it, because God is watching 24/7 and He's saying, look, you need to talk to people because they are going through the same thing you're going through. And they are going through a day-to-day process of knowing that you are not going to talk to them. And the people who are not talking to you, you just have to pray for them. You have to pray for them every single day, because if you don't, nothing's gonna change. Not even how they react to you. They're not gonna be like, oh, like, this person is following me and they're trying to talk to me and they live in the same state as me. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that because I do not know this stranger. How do I know I'm safe? Well, first examine your resources in terms of posts. What are they posting? And do you think they would contact you if they were not safe? Yeah, they would, but at the same time, they could just be contacting you just to be nice. So consider your followers as your friends and family, because they are. I am calling Christians to step up and own it instead of silence, because we need to have more of a conversation with people instead of just being silent. And we need to say, I'm not going to be silent anymore, because God has called me to reach out to other people and help them, not just ignoring them, because it can tear down a person's self-confidence. Think about it. Their self-esteem, how they are on the internet. Because I look at a lot of people's like Instagrams and they have like all this Bible stuff and like on their like description, and I look at it, I'm like, you need to be doing more lives, you're so good, because you are impacting people through your descriptions and your nice photos. So yeah. Be the light, not of this world, because if you're just looking at this person and saying, I don't know this person, well, get to know them because they want to get to know you. And every single day you are going to deal with followers, and not all the time you have to answer them because there are days where you are having an off day where you do not feel like talking to your followers, which is normal. And you go through all this stuff and you think you don't have an impact. You do every single day. So don't be silent. Be someone who impacts people. Be someone who helps people with anxiety, depression, any disease they have, because one day they'll be healed and they'll be able to share their testimony and walk through their closed door that was closed for a very long time. And they're able to say, this is what I went through, and this person, they helped me so much while I was going through my anxiety, depression, my disease. They helped me so much and grow in my faith, and they helped me realize that I needed to come to Jesus to be the person I am today and be able to have healing and prosperity and knowing I have a purpose because of them. Just think of that. It is just so amazing to think about how each of us have a declaration. I tongue-tied for a minute. Declaration. And a declaration is standing up and saying that you are more than conquerors. You are able to proceed in everything you do. Be the light everywhere.